in those situations.
In real life situations?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so yeah, let's go back, like how I got into doing jiu-jitsu. I did dabble a little bit when I was younger, when I was in high school for a very short period of time. It was really just sort of reckless playing on the mats. I'm surprised I didn't break a leg or get hurt, but didn't. Came back to it after watching the UFC and seeing all that stuff, and it was always something in the back of my head like I wanted to get into. I had an incident at a police service I used to work at, which is a fairly large, like a university town, and got a call. I was riding with a partner, female officer who I would ride with pretty regularly, and it was a regular night shift, and we were riding around, and at that point we weren't issued tasers, and we were riding around. We got a call for someone who had just walked away from mental health ward of the hospital, and they gave us a brief description, and to be frank, that's probably not something that's actually as uncommon as you'd think it would be. People go out for smoke breaks and then leave, or whatever the case may be. So we get there, and sure enough, here's Buddy walking down the street, and said to my partner, "Oh, there he is right there." And look at this guy, and he's like, I want to say probably like 6'3", 6'4", pretty big guy. Looks like he's in pretty good shape, and he's young. He's maybe 20 years old or somewhere around there. And just walking behind him, and hey man, stop, like just got to chat to you for a second. And he just keeps walking, like he's not stopping for me. So yeah, I go like, hey man, stop. And as soon as I put my hands on him, he turned around and he said, "The fuck are you gonna do?" And that at that moment, that's when like the hairs on your arms start perking up, and you're trying to, the famous, we're trying to de-escalate. But someone is either not interested in going to jail or not interested in going back to the hospital, like it's your job that you have to take control of that situation. And if they don't want to go, you're obligated to make them go. And so I reverted back to some of my training at, police college and stuff like that, and tried to take this guy down, and really had no clue what I was doing. And I tried to take him down, and he basically pushed me off him. And when I took my baton out, our batons are like about this big, and they're made of steel, and I gave him a good whap in the leg, and he looked me square in the eye and basically almost laughed at me. And at that moment, I was like, holy shit, like I could be in for a world of hurt here. This guy's way bigger than me. I have a partner who I trust and who's an awesome like person, but like she has the same training that I do. And right now it's not working. And we got in a scuffle and a bit of a wrestling match. And at one point he actually headlocked me. And thank God he didn't know what he was doing either. But when you're headlocked and you don't know what you're doing, and you have a gun on you, and you have a responsibility to get this guy in control, it's a scary position to be in. And I ended up getting out of that headlock, but in that probably 4 seconds, maybe that I was in there, like I had a lot of thoughts going through my mind, and a lot of them were, I'm screwed. Mm-hmm. And I really never wanted to be in that position ever again. That ended up with really the only reason why we ended up sort of overcoming that situation is because we called for an officer with a taser. And he actually didn't end up having to use it. That by the time he got there, we were all so gassed out. He was gassed out, and me and my partner were gassed out. And some police have a saying called a yard sale, and it's like when you're done in a physical altercation where all your stuff is off you, your baton, your radio, your pens, your notebooks, all your stuff is everywhere. And that speaks to you're just trying to do anything you can to gain control of a situation, but things might not be working. So that was a big stepping stone and a big reason why I knew that jiu-jitsu was really good. I didn't know how good it was, and why I started to train it a little bit after that. Why I stepped in the gym and signed up, because I just never want to be in a situation where I just don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Where you feel out of control.
Yeah, where I feel out of control, and or if I'm in a situation where I am out of control, that I know that I have the ability to remain calm in that situation and get out of it. So yeah, that's why I got into jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and sorry, you're not a small guy either, right? Like you're probably like 6 foot more.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot and I'm about 200 pounds. And like I work out. I'm not a strong man or anything, but I keep in shape. Yeah, I keep in shape.
Yeah, and like, man, escaping a headlock isn't actually that hard when you do jiu-jitsu. So I think that's a really applicable thing that jiu-jitsu would help a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But did he throw any strikes at all, or was it just grappling?
Yeah, so that's one thing that happens in policing a lot. Really, like a lot of I don't want to speak for all circumstances, but a lot of times people are just trying to get away from you, and like people don't want to be arrested, and so if they're throwing strikes, like there definitely is assault of people out there, and people who don't like cops and would love to beat the hell out of cops. Like that definitely is a factor out there. But in my experience, it's mostly people trying to get away. They don't want to go to jail. They don't want to go to the hospital. They don't want to go wherever you have to take them. And so did he throw any strikes? I don't know. If he did, that's maybe not what I was thinking of. It was that headlock that really scared the hell out of me. Yeah.
Man, if he did though, or threw more, you could definitely be in a lot of trouble, because someone that big on top of you, and especially when your partner, I assume she's on the smaller side, right?
Yeah. Well, she kept in pretty decent shape too. But the fact of the matter is, like, there's I brought a few notes because I wanted to share, but like there's a phrase. There's a guy down in the States. He runs this company, this training group of cops called C4C BJJ. It's Code 4 Concepts Police Jiu-Jitsu. And I watch a lot of his videos online. They talk a lot about, like, simple takedowns, keeping control of people, that transition and handcuffing, that sort of stuff. So it's jiu-jitsu, but it's very police specific stuff that we have to know how to get people in handcuffs, basically. And he uses this phrase, and it's ineffective force has the appearance of excessive force.
Yeah.
And that's so true.